Wargamers, I'm Lee and you're watching 360 Wargaming. Hi guys, so this demo box from Chronopia has just arrived, literally delivered about 10 minutes ago, and got it out of the outer packaging and I've not opened it yet. It wasn't sealed because they wanted to get it straight out to me because they do have a Kickstarter starting on the 29th, so they'd only got 8 days to get this out and reviewed. So this is the box. It's got absolutely beautiful artwork on the front. It's got the digital renders of the models, and if we flip it over, you can see this is what's in the box. So we've got all the pieces that it says here, cards, tokens, and 8 models, and it tells us here which the different models are. We've got 72 tokens, 2d20 dice, a rule book, and you can see everything else that's in there. But these are the important pieces that we're going to be looking at, the models. So we've got some Elf Lotus Guard, Elf Archer, Spearmen, and then some enemies for them to fight against. Now, I'm sure when you play the game you'll choose yours and it'll be the other way around. Your elves will be your enemies and your devout will be your heroes. But everyone's different in the way that they play. So I didn't notice that there is some writing. So it's just your warnings not to let your children get hold of it, and there's some more digital renders on the side. Now I haven't opened this box yet, so I don't know what I'm going to find inside. Once I do open it, I want it to be as surprised as you guys. So let's get started. Let's get the box open and see what we've got. So first things first, we've got some models in here. We've got some foam packing, which is nice and safe. I would have liked to have seen a nice foam layout with the models in it, but we have got models that we're going to have to build. So we've got a few bags here. Just at first look, it looks like there is some excess resin on there. Let's just pop one out of the bag. Yeah, so just there's quite a lot of spillage on the resin, but that doesn't obscure from the detail. Let me just see if I can get it to focus on that. There we go. Yeah, so there does look to be a lot of detail on there, and they are a nice scale. So let's get some more out. We'll pop these to one side. What I'll do is I'll come in after and we'll build one of them, and we can have a look at the detail. I'll build one or two of them. In the meantime, I'll just pop this back in there. So that's one of them. Yeah, so again you can see the excess resin on these pieces, and it's just where the mould hasn't been quite tight enough and it's just squeezed out of the sides. What they have told me though is, whilst the demo boxes that have been sent out are resin, the actual final finished products will be CO cast or Sio cast, and that's the same material that is used to make infinity models. So if you collect them, you'll know what the quality is. So we've got some dice there. That's the D20, and some more models. Let's get these opened up. Let's have another look at this one as well. So again, there is excess resin on there, but the quality of it isn't lost. You're not sacrificing that quality by having that overspill. And there are build instructions on the back. Again, it would be nice if we got some build instructions in the packaging, but we may find that in a minute. We've got an elf in there. I'm separating these based on what faction I think they are. So I think they're the elves. Got some nice sunken bases, so you can add a little bit of detail to them. I'm pretty sure these are 32mm. Yep, they are. Just quickly put them on the cutting mat and measured them. And we've got another devout. Yep, that's another devout. Well, they are very very well detailed, these models. Even the elf ones. Let's just grab this one and just quickly show you. So even down to the fact that you can see all the chainmail detailing on there. So they have put some effort into getting these moulds made, and the models cast from them. So what have we got now? So these are the cards. I suspect these are the same size that you get Pokemon cards or Magic the Gathering. Again, nice artwork on there, nice artwork on the front. These will be the ones for the models that I've actually got, and the shields and special rules and things. So should we have a look at a few of those? So yeah, we've got the Cursed, the Elf Archer, the Lotus Guard, Spearman, Great Swordsman, and a Devout Follower. So yeah, they are cards for the models that we've got. Now let's have a look what else. So got a nice piece of artwork there with some more information. And from what I've seen of the Kickstarter, they are offering the sets, but they're also offering STL files that you can download and print yourself, which would be fantastic for those of you that have resin printers out there. So yeah, again, we've got a couple of free STL files that you can download, so we might give a couple of those away to our followers. In fact, what I might start doing is, if you buy anything from our website, I'll just drop one of these in. So the next, how many are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, about 15. So the next 15 orders from the website. I'll drop you a link to the shop in the description below as well. So here's the demo rulebook. Before we get onto that, go to the cards, because this is the last thing in the box other than the rules. These tokens are just push out tokens like you get with most games. They are nice thick, I think it's about 2 mil. So they are high quality. Again, the artwork on them, the effort that's gone into doing these demo boxes, can't fault it. So let's get the box out of the way. Pop the cards down there. Let's have a look at the rulebook. So again, there's plenty of artwork in here. Plenty of information, background, what the game's about, how the game's played, measurements and dice rolling, the types of models. So yeah, it's designed to be played on a 3x3 table. So I'm probably going to have a game of this. Unfortunately, I've only got either my wife or one of my kids, two of which are ill with COVID at the moment, to play with. So hopefully I can talk somebody into having a game. Let's just turn the light up so we can see this. Right, so yeah, so we've got the model types, model classifications and characteristics. I'm guessing all this information is on the cards that we looked at. Yeah, they're on the cards. So hopefully when you get these sets, you get a card for each model that you buy, or each type of model anyway, that can be used over and over. And it works as a nice quick reference sheet in front of you. It is a skirmish game, so you're not going to have hundreds of models on the table. But yeah, there's definitely lots of information in here. Using command points, turn sequence. So yeah, it does look like your typical skirmish game. It is something that I'm hoping to have game of, like I said, in the next few days. So hopefully be able to get you a video of that too. What I would have liked to have seen in here is a little bit more artwork And now as we get to the back, we're getting to see some of the artwork, and hopefully in the very near future we'll be able to see this being played on gaming tables. Like I said, what I'll do is I'll hopefully get these built and get them set out and have a game with them, hopefully before the Kickstarter launches, so that you can see it being played and give you a reason to support it. So yeah, there is some artwork at the back, but I would have liked to have seen a little bit more. A nice map there of the realms mentioned in the game, and then the build instructions. So yeah, they are in the book as well. Like I mentioned at the beginning, it would have been nice to see them in a build book, but they are there. I suspect that will move more to something more of a build instruction later down the line, rather than being in the rulebook. Maybe come with each model that you buy, and then the option to download the rulebook as a PDF. So that's something that you don't see often. Game designers giving away the rules and then hoping that you buy the models, and then a quick reference sheet at the back, which again, along with the cards, it means that the rulebook is a one read, and then you just need your reference sheet for it. So we'll put that to one side. I'll clean up a couple of the models, get them built, and then we can have a look at the quality. While I go ahead and do that, why don't you give the page a like and subscribe? Maybe take the time to have a look at the Chronopia page. I'll drop their Facebook page in the link in the description below, and you can have a see what they have on offer. Okay, so I'll be back in a few moments and we'll have some models built, cleaned up, and ready to look at in more detail. Right guys, so spent about an hour getting these two models cleaned up and glued together. As you can see, I've built 3 of them. This is all the resin that's come off of it. And I know I said that there was a lot of excess resin on there, but it's not been that much of a pain to get off. It's just been a quick scrape with the scalpel blade, and they've gone. As you can see, I built one of the elf models and one of the devout models. They very much look how you'd expect. They are highly detailed sculpts. Now there are a few issues that I found. Let me just get this focused in. So there we go, so we are focused on that, and there's lots of detail on it, lots of detail on the shield, even down to all the individual pieces of chainmail that you can just about see. Like I said, there were a couple of issues. Some of this was placement of the mould lines, so there is a mould line running down here. Let me see if we can get it to focus again. Yep, so there's a mould line just here, just running from the belt downwards, and also the placement of the resin gates. There was a couple on the small pieces on the spear and at the back where I haven't fully removed it, just because I wanted to show you that it was there. And again, there was a piece that ran the full length of here, which wasn't an issue to take off with a sharp blade, but because of how flimsy that spear is, there was a risk of snapping it. But all in all, it didn't take long to clean up. It probably took me a little bit longer because I took a break for some lunch while I was doing it. But you can see there's plenty of detail in it. Lots of small touches that stand out and let you know that there has been some thought and detail gone into these models. I suspect they are digital sculpts, and based on the fact that we have seen digital sculpts of these, I'm guessing they were digital sculpted, resin printed, and then cast. And then again with this one, same situation. There were a few places where the sword was, where the resin placement was. Again, one piece was fully down the length of the sword blade. Let's see if we can get it to focus again. Yeah, so there was a resin gate all the way down here, and there was a few on the shield. Now this one, there aren't any obvious mould lines on it, which is fantastic. It's another good sculpt. I'm going to come in and paint these, but not in this video. This is just an unboxing and a quick review of the product. One of the issues I did find with this is the devout models don't fit fully on a 32mm base. the ones that were provided. They could do with maybe being 40mm these bases, and I'd possibly do it for the whole range, but that's, it's at the developer's discretion. But I do like them. In terms of size, when you compare them to Warhammer models, they are considerably smaller than the Stormcast Eternals. I'll just quickly bring one in. You can see there is a considerable difference. But when you put them next to the human scale models for Blood Bowl, for example, they are actually a reasonable size. They are human scaled, but because they're not designed to be used with Warhammer models, they are a game system in their own right. The 32mm, I'd say they're possibly true scale models. There's plenty of detail on them. You're not going to argue that they don't fit with Warhammer when you're playing a game in its own right, and the detail on there is well beyond what you'd usually get with some of the other skirmish games. Certainly if these are the models that are going to come from the Kickstarter with the final set, it's definitely worth backing. I'm not sure what price they're going to have this up at yet, but if you just look at the level of detail on there, and these are just the two of the models that I got and built, and I could have built all of them and got them on there and shown you every single one, but they all had just as much detail on as the others. And like I said, regarding the spillage of resin and where the mould lines are placed, I've actually spoken to the game designers, and that's the reason they're not going with resin models for the finished products. They just wanted to get these out so they could show the sculpts and demonstrate the products and show you guys what you're going to be getting. And I suspect the final sculpts are possibly going to even have more detail, and they're not going to have the brittle resin that you get. But that said, I'm very happy with these. I like them a lot. I'm going to paint them up. I'm going to get the rest of them built. I'm just going to give them a quick basic paint job, possibly with the elves. They're going to get some chainmail and some bone armour, I think, and that might be the way that I'm going to go with these. And the devout ones, well, they're going to be black because they're evil looking, and possibly black with some red robes or something. But I'll get them built, painted up, and then have a play of the game, and then we can come back and show you guys the game and let you know what we think, and hopefully I can get that done. Even if I just get them built and have a play of the game beforehand, I can tell you what I think of the game system and how that works, because the models are beautiful. If you want to add them to another range, then go for it. If they do sell these as standalone, there's no reason you can't have an elf spearman as your Dungeons and Dragons character. And like I said, the other sculpts that there are on there, there's different sculpts, different positions that all come in the same set, and they are very dynamic. They've got one with a bow and arrow, which I especially like, which would be perfect for a rogue in your Dungeons and Dragons campaign. But I think the game system will be good. Like I said, come back in a week or so, and I'll be able to tell you more about that. But in the meantime, the sculpts are fantastic, so drop by the Kickstarter, have a look, see what you think of them. Maybe pledge, follow it, see what you think. Like I said, it doesn't go live until the 29th, but it's definitely something worth backing. I think I don't often back Kickstarters, but I think it's definitely something I'm going to be looking at in the future. Just bring those back on there so you can see them. But yeah, they are definitely pretty models. Like I said, the sculpts are highly detailed and attractive. So I'll put some photos, some glamour shots up, see if I can get some decent ones, and maybe even some more of them, some photos from the Kickstarter and the Facebook page itself. But thank you for taking the time to watch again today. Hopefully we'll see you again soon.